What is going on? We're back on Wake Up and Ball, your favorite morning sports show, live on Roundtable Sports Network, brought to you by BetUS, the #1 online sportsbook on the face of the planet. We got Tony Dow, we got Richie, we got a lot of things to get into tonight. This morning, excuse me. Last night was a great Monday Night Football game. I mean, you talk about back and forth. All right, we're going to get into all the NFL recaps. We have a big game tonight across the NBA for the NBA Cup. Juan Soto's going to make his decision this or next week. A lot to get into. Hit the like button, folks. And let's get into business, baby. TD, welcome.
Hey, what's up, Richie? Hey, listen, Richie, I'm feeling good this morning. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fact that I got some earlier rest last night. I'm pretty much like an overnight guy. I work all night and all type of stuff. And I decided to take the night off. I sat back, took a shower, got into bed, watched the game. It was 7-7, and I fell asleep, Richie. And I woke up, and both teams were in the 20s, and I'm like, oh, this is a game. So I finished watching the game, that thriller last night, and then, went back to bed. And maybe I'll just, a little bit rejuvenated, doing what we do, we constantly go. So let's get it, man. Welcome to Wake Up and Ball. Y'all get your coffee from the kettle. Listen, merch coming soon for Wake Up and Ball, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Show off that shirt you're wearing. I got to get mine in the mail still.
Ooh, got the Under Armour, the I'm trying to show it.
You're blocking it. The mic's blocking it, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to model. We're going to model, We got the Roundtable Sports and the Under Armour. We got the Wake Up and Ball, Roundtable Sports. Listen, man, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. The merch is on the way. If you want to support the show, get ready because we'll be dropping it sooner rather than later. So we'll keep you up to date on that.
Absolutely. And the reason why we were late this morning is because I was sitting backstage teaching TD how the NBA Cup standings work because it's a little confusing. And tonight is a big game for all the teams trying to make the NBA Cup in-season tournament. If you guys don't know how it works, I'd be gladly to educate you guys. Basically, from the Knicks standpoint, they're 3-0 in NBA Cup play, and they're taking on the red-hot Orlando Magic tonight. Both the Knicks and the Magic are 3-0. They're both in the same group, and tonight's basically a playoff game if you want to bracket it into the NBA Cup. So the winner of the Knicks-Magic game is going to win their group and move on to the in-season tournament, and then there are 8 teams that make it, and it's going to be a great time. 3 groups from each conference, and then there's 1 wild card team from each conference as well. And then the NBA in-season tournament begins next week, and there's a lot of incentives, and the incentive is $500,000 cash. And you know who that really matters to? The players that are on 2-way contracts, the players that don't get a lot of big money. And Jalen Brunson said that he wants to win this thing for the guys on his roster that are rookies, the guys that are not making good money. That's who he's looking for. And then they asked Josh Hart the same question. He's like, I want that new AP watch. I don't know what JB's saying.
Listen, this is a nice little sweet little gift for the winner of the tournament. I actually like it. I love this element added to the NBA. Here's what I'll say, Rich. When it first came out, I was not a fan. I'm like, man, what are they doing in season tournament and all that? All it too much. But I actually like the little touch, especially for those who don't make as much money. This is an opportunity for them to line their pockets. And listen, nobody can argue. This has definitely elevated the play. This has definitely elevated the play in the NBA. Teams are trying to score, and they're trying to stop you from scoring. They want a point differential, and it's important. So I like this little added element, man. But Brunson, man, listen, he needs to slow down. I'm going to be honest with you, Richie. Brunson needs to slow down, given the expectation. He wants to win it for the 2-way guys and all this and that. Listen, you're not winning the tournament, Brunson. Just like you're not winning the NBA Finals. Did you see the Boston Celtics beat up on them Heatles last night? That's what you're supposed to be talking about, Richie.
The Celtics have a season tournament loss. The Knicks don't. So
yeah. But Boston Celtics still gonna get in. You know why? Because Orlando Magic beating the Knicks tonight, and the
no, they're not.
And the Milwaukee Bucks, they're gonna win by 8 tonight, and that's gonna get the Celtics in.
No, see, like you got to worry about other things going on. Can't relate. The Knicks just got to take care of their own business and get the job done. And speaking of trying to rely on other teams to take care of business for you, the Miami Dolphins are officially eliminated in my books after Denver Broncos did what they did last night. I don't care what TD has to say. All right, TD, you
can come the hate. Thought we were gonna wait to get into the hate.
Hate. All I'm saying is facts. You were on here for weeks telling me that they have a chance. They have a chance still. Okay?
No.
Their percentages keeps falling down to the earth.
Well, here's the deal.
The Denver Broncos go out there and beat the Cleveland Browns in an emphatic way. All right? Bo Nix outduels Jameis Winston. And now you look at the playoff picture right now. The Miami Dolphins' playoff probability has dropped all the way down to 10%.
Oh, we still in there, baby. And listen, Richie, I'm not going to let you sit here and come in here and try to make this a big deal. We need the Broncos to lose 2 games. They got 4 left. Nobody ever said they were going to lose to the Browns. They're going to lose on the road versus the Chargers, and they're going to lose versus the Chiefs. And they might even lose to the Bengals, but I'm going to give it on the road, but I'm going to give them that. But it's the Chargers and Chiefs that's going to give Denver their demise, Miami just has to win out.
If the Dolphins have a chance to make the playoffs, do you know who else has a chance to make the playoffs?
Who's that, Richie?
The Jets. I mean, like, they're both not eliminated. Right? You see eliminated?
You'll be eliminated next week.
You'll be eliminated next week. These are the eliminated teams. The Jets aren't eliminated, so the Jets have the same amount, I guess, chance. I guess. If we run the table and everyone else starts losing, I mean, that's what you sound like, bro. You're just on here.
No, I don't sound like that. You know why? Look at how close we are to the top. We're right there. Go up. Yeah. You see that? No. The Colts
Why can't you just
Denver
accept
this week.
That your season's done, okay?
The Colts actually played Denver this week. That benefits us either way. Colts lose, we're 8th. Denver lose.
No, it doesn't, because whoever wins that game is getting the 7th seed.
No, because we expect the Broncos to beat the Colts. And when the Broncos beat the Colts, we'll be 8th.
If the Colts win that game, they're going to get the 7-7, and then they got 3 cakewalk games to finish off the season.
Yeah, but Richie, who are you picking in that game? Who are you picking in that game?
I'm picking the Broncos, but that's what I'm saying. It's a lose-lose for you. It's a lose-lose for you is my point. Okay. If the Broncos win, then they're already buried. 9-5 the Broncos are. Good luck trying to get them to lose against all those top-tier teams, okay? The Colts win. They get the 7-7, and they got 3 easy games to finish off their season to get the 10-7. So
okay. Richie, let's have a serious conversation. Like, people think I'm trolling right now. Oh, TD's delusional, right? Okay, let's have the real conversation, though. Here's my point. I understand that it's a long shot for the Dolphins to get in. But hear me out, though, Richie. We got Denver beating the Colts this week. And let's not forget it's the Colts. They're going to drop even. Well, first of all, when Denver beats the Colts, we're above them. If I'm not mistaken, right? 6-7 tie. When Denver beats the Colts, as long as we keep winning, we're ahead of the Colts.
No, that's not true. But you're going to be 5-8 after this week.
No. But that's the point. You just want to automatically give us the loss and stop. It's the Jets. It's the
Dolphins, who has how many more wins than the Jets? 2? Ooh, congrats.
I get it, Rich. The only thing that I'm saying to you is this, Richie. If the Dolphins win out, there is a great chance
let's stop there. Stop there. Stop right there. Go back.
We are going to win out.
You're making it seem like if the Dolphins win out. The Dolphins ain't winning out.
We got a favorable schedule, Richie.
I don't give a damn about your favorable schedule. You're done. Okay? You're not winning out. Okay? I'm so sick of this. Miami Dolphins fans, stop it. TD Finstock, stop it.
We just activated Bradley Chubb.
Oh.
Bradley Chubb just got activated to practice.
You guys are season. You know what? I think winning out would be the best thing for the Miami Dolphins, for me, actually. Because you can win out.
There's a great
if you win out and then you miss the playoffs by a game or maybe a tiebreaker or maybe even if you squeak in and lose in the first round, that's just going to buy back in this entire regime next year, and you're going to be stuck in purgatory. That is actually what I think would be great for the Miami Dolphins because, TD, what would the Miami Dolphins winning out and making the postseason as a 7th seed to get bounced in the first round do? What would it do?
Yeah, just give us a bad draft pick.
Yeah, and then what? You run it back with the same team, and you're stuck in the same mud, and we're going to hear TD in the offseason, Super Bowl, but we drafted this guy, but we signed this guy. Oh, it's different. No, it's different, Richie. Richie, it's different. Even though I said this 4 years straight, it's different now. It's different. I'm going to hear it all over again.
I already told you we're going to run it back with the same regime. That's not news. We're going to run it back because we have no choice. They're not going to relate to us. They're not going to. Yeah, y'all running it back too. But here's the thing.
We already have fired everybody, something that you guys and all Dolphins fans want to see. But
the same team will be on that field, Ricky.
Nope. Brand new regime, brand new mindset, brand new people upstairs. It's going to be a different energy to next year for the Jets.
So y'all rebuilding. Y'all officially rebuilding.
No. We're not rebuilding. We're retooling. Big difference.
With Aaron Rodgers.
No, without Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, 187, at the end of the day, all right, we still got a chance.
Is he calling you out for saying that all the time?
I always say at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, that's just who I am.
You say a lot of things. Time will tell.
No, time always tells. It always tells.
Well, at the end of the day, we got to realize at the end of the day. The reality is this. The Miami Dolphins season is just as much as a failure as the New York Jets because the Jets are about to go into Miami and get the dub, and that's going to be really fun to see. And boy, oh boy, you're lucky that you're so lucky that Sauce may be out in this game, man, because he was about to lock up Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and show up that he is still that guy. All right? I'm so sick of you talking down on my boy Sauce Gardner's name because he's having a down year for his standards. Newsflash, his standards is excellence. His standards is the greatest in the league. So now when he's not the best in the NFL, now all of a sudden he's a bum and trash. Not the case. He's still a top corner in this league. He's just not playing like the best this season like he was the first 2 years. He went out there against Seattle and locked down DK Metcalf and did what he did. Unfortunately, he hurt his hamstring. He's going to miss only his second game of his entire NFL career potentially this week, which is unfortunate. But it's all good.
He's not playing anymore this season. They shutting him down. That's what this is.
Bro, he had the best game of the season. You think that they're just going to shut him down? No.
Yeah, and it's smart too, by the way. Yes.
No, it's
shut him down.
Sauce Gardner would have got.
Richie, let me tell you something. If Sauce Gardner come out there in 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the bye, whenever, and hurt himself and has a major injury or something, every single outlet, why is he even on the field? The season is over and you got your best players on. Come on, sit that man down now.
Get out of here. Guys, hit the like button. If you're enjoying Wake Up and Ball, we had a record-breaking show yesterday. We're hopeful that we can have the same amount of love on this show, but that starts with you guys hitting the like button. So please do us a favor, smash a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel if you guys are new. Much love to everybody that always tunes in to Wake Up and Ball. So let's get into last night's game. Are the Denver Broncos legit, man? Because Bo Nix went out there and now he didn't have like a MVP performance, but he definitely was slinging that thing, man. I mean, there was a sequence, TD, I don't know if you were snoring at this point, but it was a wild sequence. Bo Nix threw a 91-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a missile. 3rd and 11. He threw that thing
from the end zone.
Missile from the end zone.
I saw it. I didn't know he had that kind of arm strength, Richie.
You know what happened the next play?
What?
The next play, the Browns got it. 70-yard touchdown, Jerry Jeudy. It was back-to-back bombs from both teams. It was wild. That's crazy. You got the Broncos with Bo Nix with a ridiculous touchdown for 90 yards, and then Jameis Winston answers immediately with a bomb for himself, 70-yard touchdown. So that was a really cool play back-to-back. But Bo Nix got a cannon, man. He's got athleticism. Obviously, he's not perfect. He had 2 turnovers. One of the turnovers wasn't really his fault. His mobility, his completion percentage wasn't high, but definitely something to look for. And the story last night for me wasn't just Bo Nix. It was their defense, man. 2 pick sixes. Could have had 3. Obviously, Jameis Winston is known to, turn the ball
Yeah.
over. That's what he does. I mean, Jameis Winston almost had 500 yards, but he still ends up losing the game. Are the Denver Broncos a team? And now you'd be like, yo, no, the Miami Dolphins are going to steal their playoff spot. Get out of here with that nonsense. Are the Broncos a team to be scared to face? Should teams be scared to face the Broncos in the postseason because of their defense? Because I think that a defense like that can pull off upsets in the playoffs if they're playing the way they did last night.
No, you shouldn't fear the Broncos. But here's what I'll tell you. If they beat the Chargers or the Chiefs, one of those teams, plus the Bengals like they should, then my answer will change and say yes. Because let's also dive into where are the quality wins, Richie? Where are the true quality wins for the Denver Broncos? That's my point though. Like your quality wins are against teams that are pretty much kind of on your level. Stop it. So I'm not gonna look at them as legit. I mean, they're legit playoff contenders, but legit Super Bowl contenders, not even close. But like I said, you beat one of those teams like the Chargers with a great defense, or the Chiefs at the end of the season this year, in a couple of weeks, then we can start having that real conversation. And that's why I don't know if they'll make the playoffs. I think if they get one of those, they're guaranteed to make the playoffs, but can they get one of those? And that's why I'm serious about the whole conversation about the playoffs, because Broncos have a rare opportunity. If I'm going to be optimistic for them, then man, they're going to get in and they're going to get one of those wins, and their fan base should be believing. But here's what people need to understand. They've already exceeded expectations. They already had a successful season. No matter how it ends, I know people, what if they lose 4 straight? Oh, it was a failure. No. They've already exceeded expectations, ladies and gentlemen. This was projected to be a 4, 5, 6 win team max. And here they are with 8. This is what it's about. And then you got a rookie quarterback who's playing great football. I'm going to say great football. Last night wasn't great, but the overall product for the season, he's actually playing great football. He's actually playing great football. You know that last night, those 2 picks were the first picks he's had in 10 weeks. That's great football, ladies and gentlemen. And one of them not being his fault goes a long way as well. So Broncos, very, very good job from a team standpoint. But we're also not going to act like this ain't the Browns. But kudos to the Broncos, because we know they got a defense, but for Jameis Winston and company to come out there and put up that amount of points, Richie, and you keep up and exceed it, that was impressive. But I got to talk about this Bo Nix throw. Man, see, let me educate some people that don't understand what arm strength is, Richie. You know, a lot of people think arm strength has something to do with the distance you can throw the ball, how far you could throw the ball.
Do it.
Arm strength is not about how far you could throw the ball. Arm strength is about how fast you can get the ball to its destination. That strike from Bo Nix out of the end zone was literally, when I did the calculation, it was only about 47 yards or whatever it may be. All right. It was caught around the 43. He was 4 yards in the end zone. So about 47 yards. Okay. It's not about the distance. Some quarterbacks have to heave the ball up 30 feet in the air and let it come down to make that throw. And it takes 4 seconds to get there. Like Tua. You got to put it up there to get it there. You got to throw it up. You got to throw it up deep, but the ball has an elevation of about 30 feet in the air. Bo Nix put that ball on a rope, and it only took 2 seconds to get there. That's the difference. Arm strength buys you time, so you don't have to process as fast. So that's the difference between, that's why you want a big arm strength quarterback. When you have to anticipate or spot throw everything to get it where it needs to be in time versus actually seeing it and saying, let me take it, you save yourself a second and a half because you got the arm strength to drive the football to get it there. That ball didn't go higher than 15 feet high, and it was on a rope, and it took 2 seconds to get there. Go look at how many quarterbacks throw 45 yards down the field, 50 yards down the field, and they got to float it up, and it takes 4 seconds to get down there. That's what arm strength is. Not this, oh, that was a weak arm, he underthrew it. No, how long did it take for the ball to arrive? That's arm strength, ladies and gentlemen. This is why weak arm quarterbacks don't like throwing outside the numbers, because you can jump those routes and get pick sixes because it takes too long to get there and the corner has time to come underneath. But the arm strength quarterbacks, they all outside the numbers too. So that was impressive. I did not know Bo Nix had an arm like that. And when he showed me on that throw, and he had like 3 throws like that last night, yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand why everybody was against Bo Nix pre-draft. I just don't. I went into my Twitter to see if I was tweeting about Bo Nix, and I was, in a way of not saying it actively I want him, but I was asking Jets fans about it to see what they would think, and a lot of people were like, no, Bo Nix, no. Brian Baldinger said the Jets should draft him. He said everyone was like, no. I don't get it. I think Bo Nix is going to be the franchise quarterback for the Denver Broncos, and he's proven it, man. I mean, the athleticism, the arm strength, and all about it, but the question is, did he do enough to get to the Rookie of the Year? Now, you got Daniels, Bo Nix, and Brock Bowers is trying to slowly putting his name in that conversation. So as of right now, the Rookie of the Year award is between these 3. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, both have the same record, similar stats. I think Daniels has been more flashy. I think Daniels started off the season red hot, which has changed the optics of him being the front runner. And then Brock Bowers is doing some crazy things as a rookie at the tight end spot. Who do you got winning this award when it's all said and done?
It's a good one, Richie. I'm going to say that Jaden Daniels is going to win it. But if Bo Nix can beat the Chargers or the Chiefs and get his team in the playoffs, Richie, he deserves to be and play well, of course. I think you look at the circumstance. Like Washington, nobody thought they were going to be there either. But you can actually, man, this is tough, Richie. It's tough. I'm going to say Jaden Daniels will win it, but this is one where you really can't truly pick it until it's all said and done and you stack it up together.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
Does Brock Bowers have a chance?
No.
Why?
Rookie of the Year is, listen, man, quarterbacks are always going to have a kicker. And both of these guys are playing phenomenal. Listen, Brock Bowers is not going to win Rookie of the Year. He can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, however you want to put it like that. But listen, this is a quarterback league. Unless you're doing like this unreasonably historic thing, then no. The answer is no.
Well, we shall see. I want to get your thoughts of this. This is a big debate between Jets fans that right now we're seeing Brock Bowers, have an Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign. And some Jets fans are like, see, the Jets should have drafted Brock Bowers, right? Remember that whole debate with the Jets draft during pre-draft? The Jets, should they go Bowers? They eventually went with Olu, okay? And Olu has not played a lot this season because we've had Tyron Smith at left tackle. But now Tyron Smith got shut down for the year, and now it's Olu's time. And Olu played right guard, he played right tackle, and now that Tyron Smith is injured, he's finally back at home at left tackle. He played his first official game against the Seahawks and had 42 pass blocking snaps and was perfect. 0 pressures allowed. There's a lot of Jets fans upset with the decision to not go with Brock Bowers, and I don't know if you know where I stand on it, but what would you say to Jets fans? Do you think they made the right decision? I know that we kind of need more seasons down the line, and Olu isn't proven to be a hit yet. Brock Bowers kind of has. What's your thoughts? Do you think the Jets were smart to draft Olu over Brock Bowers?
Jets fans need to stop. First of all, just learn the game. Learn the game. You cannot sit there and tell me that Brock Bowers is going to be more valuable than a bookend left tackle long term. I mean, he could be great, but what good is a Brock Bowers if your left tackle getting beat on every play and your quarterback looking like Zach Wilson? What good is a Brock Bowers for you? Just to waste years on his career. So you need a bookend left tackle for Olu to come in and do what he did in that short amount of a sample size. It should be having you raving right now, not being jealous over Brock Bowers. You should be excited, that your left tackle, you have a succession plan. You know how many teams have to wait 7 years of success because they can't get the left tackle position right? Like, don't play those games, Jets fans. Brock Bowers come and they go. At the end of the day, every 2 or 3 drafts, there's going to be a Brock Bowers, Kyle Pitts, and so forth and so on. So, no, the Jets made an absolute correct decision. And that first little output by him on Sunday is already reaping rewards. Now he gets to finish out the season, and he don't even got to be perfect, but the better he is, congratulations, good job. Keep on being that bookend for your future quarterback eventually.
Yeah, and listen, it's just one game, but it's definitely a promising sign to see our left tackle go out there and keep Aaron Rodgers upright. He was perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. And I couldn't agree more, man. I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing better than having a franchise left tackle. This is one of the best pure pass protecting tackles in last year's draft. And the funny thing is, we fired the GM who drafted him. But at the end of the day, you see the film on your screen right here. Number 74 is Olu, our left tackle. And I promise you this. The Jets have not just been looking for a franchise quarterback forever. We've been looking for a franchise left tackle for over a decade, ever since DeBrickashaw Ferguson got, retired. We drafted Mekhi Becton. He was a bust for us. Now he's thriving with Philadelphia. The Jets have been searching desperately for a franchise blindside tackle for a long time, and I feel like the Jets may have got one. Obviously, we still need a long way to go, but I agree with everything you said. Give me a left tackle for the future over a tight end any day of the week. Any day of the week.
I just watched that film you showed, right? Everybody got good film, right? But, man, it's one play that stands out the most. Here you are, rookie. Your team needs you big time, right? And keep going. I want to show you the play. I want to talk about it real quick. Let me tell you what big boy stuff is. I'm going to show you. Did you start it over? Or?
Yeah, it's starting over.
All right. Keep it. I'm going to show you the play. Inside, right? No. It's the next one probably. No, not this one. Look at all these good. And these are all single one-on-ones. These are all one-on-ones holding his own. Look at that. Still engaged and active. But there's one in particular. Particular.
There's so many good ones that it's...
Man, I guess you got every single snap of his. But all he's doing, right? He's guarding the inside and pushed the man and went back outside because they try to take me. Look at that right there. This is what I'm talking about. You know how hard it is just to get tackles to pick up on this one thing, engage, following them. Oh, no, I see you. Didn't even really need the chip help. That's textbook right there. This is the problem with left tackles. It's not just the one-on-ones. Everybody plays the one-on-one game. This is the play right here that most of them get beat. They're not quick enough to recover from this. Right there, stuff like that, just using his eyes, not worried about the guy that with the one-on-one battle right here, following him in. Oh, I see what you're doing. Hold on. The stuff like that, the simple things just like that, are massive, and you get a guy who has the thought process and the ability to do that week one. That's beautiful. I mean, for his first week playing a position.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm so against people that are trying to say the Jets should have drafted Brock Bowers, and I was high on Brock Bowers pre-draft, and I feel like Olu, if he is our guy for the future, I promise you, I don't think anything that Brock Bowers does for the Raiders is going to change the fact of what we should have done. Brock Bowers is more flashy. He's going to get touchdowns. He's going to get one-handed catches, while Olu hopefully is locking down that blind side. Even though I will say, if you really wanted me to get critical, maybe the Jets should have got Bo Nix instead. Just based where I'm at, but that's not realistic when they were going into an all-in-one season with Rodgers.
Yeah, that's a hindsight situation. Like, here's the thing. You can't fault a team for not getting the player that they didn't feel they needed at the time. You fault a team by picking the wrong player in a need. That's where you slap the team on their hand and say, "Oh, they made a mistake."
And it's sad too because the player, the GM, and listen, I think the Jets were obviously going to move on from Joe Douglas, but it's funny how the big positive we saw as a Jets fan base against the Seahawks game, because we're in the stage as Jets fans where we got to look for some moral victories. Our 2 first-round picks for the last 2 years, Will McDonald, he had 2 sacks, and now he's up to 10 sacks total. And now Olu was our other first-round pick who balled out as well. So if there's anything that Jets fans can be somewhat hopeful for in 2025 and beyond, is that we have 2 studs in the trenches on both sides of the ball to build around. So that's one thing Jets fans can be excited about for the future. But let's get into some more topics. Flick shorts at the $2, and people say Tua has improved. Has Tua ever done this?
Done what?
He said this like 10 minutes ago. What were we talking about? Bo Nix?
I guess. But yeah, I'm so tired of talking about the Tua thing. And another thing, somebody was in the chat saying, like, basically, what am I talking about? Tua, like, zips the ball in there faster than anybody. Arm strength. We're not talking about the 5, 10, 15, 20-yard passes. We're talking about 30-plus yards down the field without having to put much velocity on the football. Getting it there. We see Tua ripping 7-yard, 13-yard passes all day. Every quarterback in the league technically can rip those. If you really look at it, every quarterback in the league can zip a 13, 17-yard pass. When you get 30 plus, how much velocity you got to put on that football to get it there? And the less velocity you have to put on there and get it there, zipping it, that's arm strength. Okay.
Flick says that Bo Nix throw not just floating with speed.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't floating. It was flying.
Have you ever seen like a straight line like that from Tua? Like not a floater? No air underneath?
I'm going to tell you what I saw yesterday. And let's be fair, though. Not every quarterback, even some of the better ones, Mahomes don't even throw those like that. Like what we just saw.
Yeah, he can.
No. Richie, he can throw
Mahomes can plant his back foot and let that thing rip with like with straight beeline, no arc.
He can let it rip, but we're talking about 47 yards, Richie. Mahomes don't have to put it up 30 yards, but Mahomes might have to get it 20. But what we saw Bo Nix was about 15. I'm telling you, that was different. You know, the only quarterback I see making that throw routinely,
Herbert.
Like it's not, like Herbert to throw that ball 50 yards on a rope, and you just be like, man, it like almost like it was a 7-yard pass. How high it go? Herbert can zip the football, man.
Excuse me, guys. Hit that like button. We got just under 100 people live right now with 45 likes. Do us a favor and smash that like button. We like to get to 100 likes for every single show. We appreciate everybody that enjoys the Wake Up and Balls show. It's been a joy. What are we in week 4 now? Time's flying. Let's get into some defensive player of the year odds, man, because this is an interesting one. TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Will Anderson Jr., Will McDonald will be in this award race eventually. Who you got winning this one? I mean, if these are the best odds, I think it's going to have to go to TJ Watt. You're not going to give it to Garrett, who's on a losing team. Will Anderson Jr., how good has he been?
I mean, I'm thinking about Ramsey. That was a joke, people, because I know people are already finna be like, what did I just say? Listen, man, here's what I'm kind of sick of, Richie. What position has this award always been favored towards?
Defensive ends, defensive lineman.
Always, when are we gonna like mix it up? Nobody.
I mean, Sauce won Rookie of the Year. I know that's not Defensive Player of the Year, but that's what I'm saying though. But nobody want to talk about the safeties over in the safeties,
the Lions, like the season they're having. Aiden
Hutchinson would have won this award, by the way, if he didn't get hurt.
I mean, TJ Watt's going to win the award, in my opinion. First of all, let's get this straight. I think he's going to win it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But I just like to see something different, man. I like what, a lot of people, because I actually had this conversation last week, like a week ago. And I came up with, when you look at it overall, like stats and effectiveness, and then if you are a PFF subscriber and you look at that type of stuff, Kirby Joseph having an amazing season in Detroit secondary. But the thing that takes away from that is that you got two great safeties, Brian Branch playing out his mind in Detroit as well. Both of their safeties are just actually absolutely. So when you got a tandem, it kind of hurts you. But why aren't we thinking Patrick Surtain?
Has he been that good this year?
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's been phenomenal this year. But again, it's a linebacker / defensive end award, in my opinion. TJ Watt will win.
Yeah, he's the best defensive player in the league. He's always has been. He's one of my favorite players in the league. He's like a magnet to the football. It's just you turn on a Steelers game, it's like, oh, there's TJ Watt with a fumble recovery. This guy just gets the ball, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. So I agree. I think he's probably going to win that award. Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, you get the AFC Offensive Player of the Year, NFC Offensive Player of the Year. I think this is a complete lock. I mean, I don't know what the odds are, but it's definitely going to go to Saquon in the NFC and Derrick Henry in the AFC. Let's be honest with ourselves there, right? We don't have to talk about that much anyway.
I mean, is the Offensive Player of the Year award, it can't be a quarterback?
The MVP is the quarterback award, and then the Offensive Player of the Year is always a playmaker. That's not a written rule, but that's how it always goes.
Because it'll be a contradiction to have an Offensive Player of the Year not win MVP if it's a quarterback.
Yeah, you can't have like a quarterback win MVP and another quarterback win Offensive Player of the Year. I think that's kind of redundant. So I think it's going to be Saquon winning NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Derrick Henry winning AFC Offensive Player of the Year. And they do. Wait, do they have the AFC and the NFC, or is it one? Why am I forgetting?
I thought it was one, but maybe I'm wrong. No, it's one, Richie. Offensive Player of the Year is a one. I had a dark.
Then it's gonna be Saquon.
I had a dark horse 2 weeks ago, and that's changed now. Because they're out of the playoff hopes. As long as they were in the playoff hopes, I feel like he was gonna do something extremely special. I had Jamar Chase winning Offensive Player of the Year, coming all the way up.
Look, he's in the best odds. You see on the graphic.
I didn't see that down there. Well, I don't know what the odds are for him, but I had Jamar Chase coming up. But now, even if he puts up godly stats, they're gonna feel like it's trash stats. Voters, I believe, because of the team situation and team success. So Saquon Barkley, they may very well win it. But I am telling you, the Ravens can control what they do for the rest of the season, but it's solely up to them. If Derrick Henry go out here in 5 weeks and put up $150 every week or $175 like he's capable of, he's going to have over 2K and with tons of touchdowns. Lamar Jackson goes out, does his thing as well. Same conversation. I feel like because
is Joe Burrow to blame?
Joe Burrow to blame for what?
Them not winning.
Richie, you gonna do this for real? You sound like Shannon Sharp, man.
I think he is to blame, man. You got to go out there and win. Look what Russell Wilson did. What did Joe Burrow do in that game?
Joe Burrow did turn the ball over.
Exactly, so he's to blame.
So he does have some ownership in the game. If we're going to be fair, he has to take some responsibility for that game.
But look at it, in that game in particular, right? You talk about Russell Wilson versus Joe Burrow stats. Wow, I can't believe how identical the stats are minus the yards. Russell Wilson, 29 of 38, 414 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. You know what Joe Burrow's stats were? 28-38, exactly the same. 3 touchdowns and a pick. But he had 100 less yards.
Yeah, I mean, the interception, I think I'll need to go back and watch it. See, wait. Was that the interception where the receiver plopped off of them and it was a pick six?
I think so.
If that's the case, because
he also fumbled.
I'm muffling some games up. Listen, man, Joe Burrow ain't to blame, man. Let's call it what it is. Here's the deal.
Neither is Tua, man.
No. Here's the difference. If Joe Burrow putting up 35 points a game, 40 points a game, you ain't to blame. Don't compare him to Tua putting up 17 and the defense giving up 30 and saying, oh, well, it's the defense fault. Listen, your job as an offense, let's make this clear. Ladies and gentlemen, the offense only has one job: score more points than the other team. No matter what your defense does, you only have one job: score more points than the other team. It is not your business to be worried about how good or how bad the defense does. Your job as an offense is to score more points than the other team. All right? But when you're putting up over 30 points every game, you're doing your part. You can live with putting up 30 a game and say, let's see where the chips fall. So Joe Burrow is not to blame in this situation. He's focused on scoring more points than the other
Why
team.
is Shannon Sharp saying that?
Yeah, because he's crazy. And let me tell you something. When I heard Shannon Sharp say that, I feel like he has bigger motives behind it. He doesn't like how they glorify Joe Burrow, who only has one Super Bowl appearance and loss. He thinks that they overinflate him because of who he is.
And I think Shannon Sharp on this show. Should we hit him up, see what his thoughts are?
Yeah, hit him up. I think it's solely because of that. I can tell by
Shannon Sharp, come on, wake up a ball, baby. Woo!
Yeah, I can tell by the tone in his voice. He's making this about something bigger than what it is, in my opinion. And without even going into it and saying it, I think he's making this really about something bigger. How they glorify Joe Burrow, who been to a Super Bowl and didn't win it, and give him all the excuses in the world, but other guys don't get it. It's not the same. This man is putting up 35, 30-plus points per game, and that's when you say the defense is letting you down. But don't go out there putting up 15, 22, 24 points a game and just blaming the defense for giving up 30. No, you gotta leave it without a shadow of a doubt. Joe Burrow's offense is good enough from a points per game to be top 5 in the NFL. You do that, you've done your part. Now you can start blaming the defense, but don't go out there putting up under 30 points a game trying to blame the defense. I'm sorry, that's how I look at it.
We got some breaking news.
Uh-oh. Who fired? Oh.
The NFL has suspended Azeez Al-Shaair 3 games for the hit delivered on Trevor Lawrence. The NFL lays the hammer down on the player who knocked out Trevor Lawrence. Is this the right move from the NFL to suspend this player for that hit?
Well, the season is over for him. The NFL is a business. They got to do things like that just to set a precedent that they don't want to allow these type of things to happen. So, I mean, you could have expected that. But a lot of people were mad at the Texans coach because of his defense of the split moment situations. I kind of am the type of individual that's on that side. You don't know a man's intent unless you are the man. But at the end of the day, this is how the league is. This is how the rules, how they view it. And they're going to come down. They don't want their quarterbacks hurt because it hurts the brand. It hurts the brand of the NFL. People forget the history of the NFL in the early 2000s, Richie. There was actually a study and an article written on this within the NFL where they were losing all their star quarterbacks. It was an era about to come to an end. You know, the Roethlisbergers of the world, the Mannings, you know, they had expiration dates. They were coming up to an end. And remember all those big paid quarterbacks out of the draft? I think it was like Stafford and all of them who got big money right away. But then after a few years of playing great, the RG3, Kaepernick, all of them were balling out the gate. Then they got big money out the gate, and then all of a sudden they were all failing. And the quality of the league kind of regressed for like a 2-3 year period. And the league changed the rules and everything for quarterbacks to make sure they have longevity, become stars, because that's what sells. The quarterback position is what sells in the NFL. So anything that's going to put them at danger of being hurt and their heads getting taken out, they're going to set a precedent. But I don't think that this is going to change anything. Every year you're going to have one of these situations because players, like I keep going to Richie, all the plays where the player does exactly what he did, but it was just missed. They fly over the quarterback's head, elbow out and all, and it's like, ooh, that was close, but it didn't make contact, so it didn't matter. Do you know how many of those? And those are actually later than his because they missed them. They're actually later because, man, I want you to really think about all the slide plays in the NFL where a guy comes in hot flying, but the quarterback just gets under and it's right over, and the quarterback's like, man, look, man, he almost took my head off, but no flag. It happens all the time. You're going to get some cases where, bam, it collided. They met. So the league had to do it. I get it. But it's not going to fix anything. It's still going to be a risk. But as a
Is
brand,
he back
you have to
versus
set
Tua?
the precedent.
What week do you guys face the Texans?
He's not going to be back versus Tua.
Oh, you guys are lucky.
I don't think. He said they suspended him 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no, he's not gonna be back. December 15th, we have the Texans.
There you go. Dodged a bullet. How about it? Huh? Now, there's another award, Comeback Player of the Year. An award that the betting favorite heading into the season is no longer the favorite. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, this is your award to win, man. All you had to do is play good, be decent, show that you're a good football player, and this award would have been yours coming off that Achilles. But nope, you are not winning this award. And now it's between Joe Burrow, J.K. Dobbins, who just got hurt. I don't think he's going to win it now. Kirk Cousins. Who's winning this one?
There's two guys that come to mind for me: Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow will win it. Stats not even close. This is already wrapped up. This is already wrapped up. Put a bow and a ribbon on it. Because he should be MVP if they had a winning record. He probably should be the top MVP candidate if they had a winning record, Richie. It's that simple. This one, put a bow and a ribbon on it. Burrow will win it. But I do want to give Kyler Murray some love coming back from his situation and playing the way that he's played this year. But now, he's starting to.
And I'm pretty sure they changed this award where you have to come from a significant injury, which is why Sam Darnold's ineligible to win it now, I believe. Because I think Sam could win it, but I think they changed this award where it used to be like, oh, you can just come back from not being good or something, but you have to come back from an injury now.
You know who would have been a nice candidate, but the stats won't hold up? Justin Herbert.
He didn't come back from injury, did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Herbert got hurt last year. They kind of shelled him at the end, remember?
Yeah, but he wasn't out for the whole year.
Well, you still couldn't finish the season. I think that's the criteria. You left the season with games on the table and you couldn't finish. And you came back from that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
He's eligible. That's what I'm saying to you. He's eligible for it.
I meant, why are people still saying Herbert's
Chew over Herbert?
Yeah, why?
See, let me tell you something about Dolphin fans. They'll always rave about the narrative that fit them and what they believe.
What about him? The CB83?
Yeah, CB83. I don't know. I gotta have a talk with him tonight or tomorrow. We're gonna do a Dolphins roundtable one, either tonight or tomorrow, and see where he is. Because I want to see how he's taking the situation with the whole team and Tua. So we'll find out from him. But here's the thing, it used to be all Tua does is win. All he does is win. When he's on the field, all he does is win. That used to be the narrative.
What?
Yeah.
All Tua does is win?
Yeah, that used to be the narrative. And now
pushed by who?
Now they're silent. Now they lie to you in your face and say, well, when Tua was hurt this year. When he wasn't hurt, we're 4-4. We're 4-4 with him on the field. So I don't know.
That's pretty craziness, if I had to see. So we shall see that. But, listen, there were some other games this week that I don't know if we really talked about much. I don't know if we need to go deeper into it. Like, that Chiefs-Raiders game was kind of wild. I mean, that the ending was crazy. The Black Friday game. The Saints not able to get over the hump. The Rams getting the dub. The Chargers defense was able to get that job done. Atlanta's now lost 3 straight.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a tough one as well. Like, there's a lot of games that we were unable to kind of talk about here on Wake Up and Ball, but that's why we got all games coming up. But big stuff happening in the NBA tonight, folks. Big stuff happening in the NBA tonight. You got the Knicks taking on the red hot Orlando Magic, man, and that's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big one. I wish I was going to this game actually. It's at Madison Square Garden, but did not get any tickets for it. The Magic are winners of 6 straight. Okay, and the winner tonight moves on to the NBA Cup. All right, so keep an eye on that game tonight. A lot of fun stuff cooking up. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a good thing. Now, we did want to highlight, of course, the MVP odds because we always like to watch that. And TD doesn't want to admit it, but sorry, TD. The odds are out, man. If you go to BetUS Sportsbook, folks, you guys can receive a 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125% on your next 2. That's all the way up to $2,000 right here on BetUS Sportsbook, the #1 online sportsbook. We're very fortunate to have BetUS to be sponsored on this channel all season long. Make sure you guys sign up. Josh Allen is the clear betting favorite at -250 odds. And then you got Saquon Barkley behind him at +350. And then you got Jared Goff at +900, and Lamar Jackson's dropped all the way to +1,000. Do you think it's worth putting some cash on Lamar to win this at a +1,000 odds? Do you really think he's going to win it?
Absolutely. You have two people. That's a nice wager to make, in my opinion. 10 times your money, pretty much, Richie. Even if it didn't hit, that's a good investment because it still has a great likelihood to hit. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Richie, odds are based off of where the money is coming in. Am I wrong? Because if the money starts coming in on Josh Allen, the odds are going to shift in favor to him. That's just what everybody out here living on a high about. Okay? That's what a lot of people believe is going to happen. A lot of money's coming on for him to win it. And that's why things start shifting. But I'm telling you now, in these last couple weeks, let me say this. If Josh Allen can play well and beat the Lions, he will win the MVP this year. If he doesn't play well and lose to the Lions, or if he plays solid but loses to the Lions, it is Lamar Jackson's to lose because he has like 4 big opponents coming up. And if he can turn it up and they can go on a little run, they're going to look at all of those games. They're going to talk about, you see, the MVP is about hype. It's about hype. If Josh Allen loses to the Lions, they're going to talk about that. Lions are the best team. Even Josh Allen, them red hot, couldn't keep up. But if Lamar beats these last teams, every one of them is going to be talked about. Another win, another big win, another big win. And that's how it's going to go. So we shall see. It's Josh Allen's to lose. But that Lions game is everything for him. Let's see what happens in that game.
We shall see, man. You see the odds right here on BetUS, and I think that this is Josh Allen's award to lose now. So it's a week-by-week award, and we shall see who comes out on top. All right, so it's going to be an exciting race to see. Guys, do not forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this episode of Wake Up and Ball. We're really fortunate to have such a loyal group of people waking up and balling with us every single morning right here on Roundtable Sports Network YouTube channel. It's been a joy to be live with you guys every morning. This is really exciting stuff that we got brewed up. So do not forget to hit the like button on your way out if you did not already. And subscribe here to Roundtable Sports Network. Anything you want to say, TD?
Yeah, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Again, man, we continue to do bigger and better things over here at Roundtable Sports and Wake Up and Ball. Continue to make this one of the best shows that you can see in the morning, guys. We're building something special, and thanks to y'all who view us every morning, we're able to continue to grow and continue to build it. Salute to the homies, CB83 in the building, and all the mods and members to the channel. We love y'all.
Peace out, and shout out to BetUS for always sponsoring Roundtable Sports, the #1 online sports book. Much love to you. We'll see you guys later on in the huddle. Thank you to Jet Life. Thank you to all the people in the chat that's been supporting us all season long. Peace
Ow!